So I says, yo, haha, it's all in the words.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? This is Podrey, and I remember a little while ago.
Show you guys something cool.
Check this out.
I was just hitting right there and I looked behind me. I got these two sandhill cranes right here. Also heard an alligator just grunt over there too. But look, they're enjoying the fresh cut grass. Just drinking some water, enjoying the fresh cut grass. Isn't that nice?
That's cool. That's real cool.
I'll leave them alone. But yeah, they're just drinking some of the water that I got right here. And they're picking all the bugs that are running around. That's pretty cool. We're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, not too long ago, someone had responded to a response that I left to somebody else on their video. And my reply to them was, like, it'd be nice to see you do something positive. You know, my people need to have more encouragement, or, you know, motivation, or whatever the hell. There was someone on the lines of that. And so the person who replied to me was asking me, like, the definition of what my people was. You know, like, what do you mean, my people? And so as I'm watching this video right here, I've watched this guy quite a few times. He rides around, and when he sees a yard that needs to be cut, he'll cut it, and he'll do it for free. I've seen him do it, and I've seen another guy do it, and I think that's cool as fuck. But when I think about the definition of my people, or when I think about who I define as my people, I look at it like this. There are some of us that didn't have the best parents in the world. We didn't have the worst ones either. We were brought up in a certain way to where, you know, we wasn't completely neglected. But I would say that our parents wasn't the smartest people. Timber. Our parents wasn't the smartest people in the world. So they couldn't teach us or give us the exact tools that we needed, the motivation that we needed, you know, to chase after our dreams, you know, they might have gave us just the message of something simple, something vague, like, I'm trying to teach you something. I'm trying to learn you something, boy. I'm trying to learn you something, girl. You know, keep your head in them books. Keep your eyes on the prize. You know what I'm saying? Just simple things. And kind of left it like that. You know, be like, school is important. Education is important. You know, so go to school to learn. Don't go to school to play. So I think, you know, there's a lot of folks that had those type of parents. And the type of parent, some people had the type of parents that didn't push them in the church, but yet at the same time, you know, church shit came out their mouth a lot. You know, religious undertones. And basically, you know, when we look back at it, it was pretty confusing. It's like, you know, trying to teach you something that you don't know nothing about. I ain't gonna say know nothing about, but basically passing on some false traditions. Alright? So when you come from a background like that, there comes a point in your life where you begin to unthink the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You start to unthink the things that you were told, and you start to see that the whole story wasn't taught correctly. You know, we didn't get the whole story. We didn't get the whole truth. You know what I'm saying? We just got some broken down cliches. And so now, you know, that we are a bit older, we are being the best people that we can be. We are productive people. You know, we don't harm people in a way that we don't harm them so much that they would want to come kill us. You know what I'm saying? We harm them. What did old boy say on South Central? That movie South Central? You know, like something like if you give a man a black eye, his black eye a heel. You know what I'm saying? But if you kill that man can never come back. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like, if you do something, you know, as long as you don't kill him, you know, you might be able to apologize and get some forgiveness back. You know what I mean? If you break into somebody's house and you get caught, you know what I mean? You can replace what you stole, or you can give back what you stole and never do it again. You know what I mean? Just between you and that person. And nowadays you can't really do that because people are so quick to call the police on the next person, and the police don't do nothing but arrest you, fill out paperwork, and hand you over to the city. And the city won't do anything but stick you into a cell and give you a number and get a tax write-off or some shit like that. And there's more to it than that. But my people are the type of people that are wise enough to see racism, to see how slavery is still affecting us, to see how the separation between man and woman is so wide, so big. There's such a big gap between what a man does and what a woman does that it's hard to even try to unite each other, to unite a man and a woman, you know what I'm saying, to create a family. We are in such a war between the races that you got so many people that are more interested in the controversy and the glamour of what a man and woman can't do, that you rarely see people talking about things that a man and woman can do, you know, to fix these problems. The neighbor told me that he had a coral snake in his yard the other day. And so when I say my people, I say that my people are optimistic, but once again, we're wise people. You know, we don't believe everything that we hear or see. You know, we question things. Sometimes we might not ask all the right questions, but we don't dig a hole for ourselves to where it's too deep for us to get up out of it by ourselves. And on the other hand, I would say that my people, I say that we experience life in a way that even though we see troubles ahead of us, you know, we want to enjoy life. And sometimes you can't enjoy life with your guards all the way up. So we, like I say, we don't get into a hole that we can't get out of, but we will get ourselves into a hole. You know, most definitely, we'll sit back and be like, I know. I would have told somebody else not to do it. But, you know, to see myself go through and things like that, I had a feeling that I shouldn't have done this or shouldn't have done that. Things like that, you know. I can't have a pity party or nothing because I had a feeling what was going on. You know what I mean? You know, my people, we're not dumb people. You know what I'm saying? We have learned from our mistakes and from other people's mistakes. When I think of my people, I think of people that have gone through a struggle, but who have enjoyed a piece of their life. You know, times after times, moments after moments. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, we haven't been completely fucked up. You know, we've had our emotional moments. We've done some things that we don't want to do again, even though we might have said that we were going to do it like 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that no more. It's kind of like having a hangover and being like, man, I don't know if I can get at this home, if I can get over this hangover, I'm not going to drink like that again. You know what I'm saying? Moments like that. You know, if I get out this relationship, I'll have a better judge of character. But, you know, next time I think about having a relationship, you know, things like that, you know what I'm saying? When I think about people who I would consider my people, I would say, you know, that we're hard workers.
People, I got a little twist for you guys. I'll show you a little bit of a tease, but if this video gets 1 like, I'll go ahead and do the driveway, which is completely out of control. The edges are so overgrown. It's going to be a lot of satisfying shovel work. So if you guys like sidewalk transformations, hit that like button, and I'll also knock on the neighbor's door and get his reaction to what he thinks about this crazy makeover. Also, after I finish the driveway, I'll do a full reveal video of his yard, because what I'm looking at right now, guys, is absolutely crazy. I can't believe how overgrown this yard was. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just want to let you guys know I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Don't forget, Tuesday at 1 o'clock. See you then. Love you guys.
I wonder if this is the next video.
Where the heck did this thing end? Look at this. That's nuts,
Wow.
right?
That's the piece of equipment.
Yeah, it's called a Ventrac.
Okay.
What's up, beautiful people? My name's Al, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be the most satisfying video that you've seen all week. I've been working on this super crazy overgrown property, and the driveway was absolutely crazy. It was so wild that the neighbor across the street said he had no idea that the driveway was even half as big as what I revealed. When I started doing my shovel work, it just felt like it kept going on and on and on, and then finally I found the edge, and I think you guys are going to be surprised where I found the edge of the driveway at. So let me tell you guys a little background of how we got to the situation I'm in right now. So I stumbled upon this yard in this really nice neighborhood. All the other yards were perfectly maintained, and this yard was completely out of control. The grass was well over head high in most spots. I knocked on the neighbor's door to see what the deal was behind this property. I said in my last video, if that video got 1 like, I would go ahead and do a full makeover on the driveway, but you guys crushed that goal, and that's where I'm at in today's video. So when I got to the house today, the neighbor across the street actually told me that he would get a ton of city violation papers, I guess from the wind blowing from this house over here, in his yard. The other neighbor told me be careful because earlier in the week he saw a coral snake, and just this morning there was an alligator at the property I'm at right now. But yeah, guys, let me go ahead and show you the edges. Like I said, they're completely out of control. At one point it looks like I'm pulling up carpet. That's how crazy it is. I have a little bit of help from the Ventrac, and I got a lot of shovel action going on in this video. So if you guys like satisfying shovel work, this video is for you guys. But yeah, I just want to make this intro super short and sweet so we can get right into the action. And at the very end of this video, we're going to get the next door neighbor's reaction, and I'm going to give you an awesome night and day reveal. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the video, guys.
Okay, so I think that when that person hit me up and asked me, you know, what do you mean your people? I wonder if they were on the level of race, gender, you know, think something like that. And at first I thought that, and then after a second or two I didn't care, because you know how it is. It's like, man, the way that I respond back to this person is going to lead the whole conversation into that direction or into some other direction. So, you know, my response to them was, you know, just, it's like, how did I respond back to them? I think it was like on the level of, you know, my people are people that, you know, we don't want to see other people get harmed. We don't want to see other people making mistakes. You know, we want to motivate folks, and it was something on that level. And they still responded back with something that wasn't even on that caliber. So I left my last response as, well, thank you for replying back to me anyway. You know, everybody have their own opinions. And so with this video here, you know, I'm watching this guy, and it's motivational. It is, because And it's also giving me questions like, he says he does this for free, and I can't say he's telling the truth or telling a lie. You know, you may be doing the yard and not charging whoever lives there, and I have to leave it at that. But if it was me, before I had even got into this field of work, I would have contacted the city to see if there's like grants, or if there's a write-off. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be like, this is in your city lines. Nobody else is taking care of it. So won't you fund me? You know what I'm saying? So that way, if anything happens to me, then I'll be taken care of. Or if anything happens to my equipment, it'll be taken care of, and I can continue to do what you don't want to pay other people to do. You know what I mean? So when I say my people, I'm thinking on that level too. You know what I mean? When I think of my people, I think of a village. I think of a community. I think of folks who think alike, have some of the same desires, and they have a hope and a prayer, a hope and a dream, and some of us, we have the voice, and we just don't use it. You know what I'm saying? I think my people are wise enough to know the difference between right and wrong. And I don't think we put enough energy into doing what's completely right. Sometimes when you want to do something right, there is no gray areas. What was it? Was it Marcus Garvey who said that if you, hold on, let me get this right. If you're going to be a revolutionist or something like that, then you're going to do it as a selfless person. If you have any selfish tendencies, then you're not going to accomplish anything. But if everything you do is selfless, then you're going to put other people above your own life. You're going to put the cause above your life. So that means that you'll give your life for the cause. So I think it was something like that. And when it comes down to my people, I think we have drawn the line. We haven't crossed that line to where we'll give our life for this cause. But we see what the line is. And I don't think that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not the greatest thing to think about. I had got on YouTube about 2007, 2008, and there was a bunch of people talking like they were conscious minded. And pretty much maybe a month or two after I started checking out some folks, I started noticing that they were arguing with other people who were supposed to be conscious minded as well. And I was like, why is there so much hate-filled conversations about these other people? Where's the focus on change, or where's the focus on making making things better? Why is it a focus on who said what and who's not doing what, things like that? Why put all that energy into that? So I like doers, and I would have to say that if I had a circle of people that I would call my people, my friends, I would say that we are people that are doing things one step at a time, one conversation at a time. You know what I'm saying? And we're making we're putting a dent into the problems that are out there in our own way. And so each time a person speaks out about what they like or dislike, and they're sharing it with the world, I think that's okay. You never know when somebody else is thinking the way that you think, and maybe they want to have a conversation with someone who thinks the way that they think. So if you are looking for somebody to have a conversation with and you can't find them, you begin to feel like you're alone. You know what I mean? And I don't like that. I don't want anybody to feel like they're alone. I've been there and I've done that. And it did not feel good. It didn't feel good at all. I always wish I had a time machine. Because if I had a time machine, I'd always, it'd be like I'd make a journal, being like, okay, I'm gonna go back to this date and time, and I'm gonna tell myself this or that, and I'm gonna stay in the timeline for for a little while or whatever, and I want to see what the changes are. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to come back to the present future just to see where my life is, and to see what type of memories I had changed. You know what I mean? And then you remember that movie Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher? You know what I'm saying? So then I would be like, okay, I don't like this. So I go back. You know what I'm saying? I look at my journal and I go back, and I won't even make that moment happen. You know what I mean? I'll just stay away from that moment. And it's one of those things where if I had a superpower, I would do whatever I want, whenever I want, and however I want, for whatever reasons, without any type of repercussion, no backlash. You know what I'm saying? I would, with that superpower, it'd be like, I won't affect anybody. Let's say I did do something to somebody. Well, give it like 4 hours, and their life would return back to the way it was before I even entered it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I want my superpower to have some limits, but I would still want to do whatever I wanted to do. And if it happened to be with somebody else, then there would have to be some limits to where I wouldn't fuck up their timeline for too long. Because there's so many different ways to live in your life. There's so many things that I wish I could have done. Looking at what this man is doing right here, I think that's some cool motherfucking shit. It's kind of like somebody saying they want to adopt a child. Next thing you know, they're adopting a child that lives in a different state, lives in a different country, but yet in their own city, there are kids in orphanages that could use some decent parents. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would, out of everything that I would do, I would want to try to enjoy life from what I didn't know was there or what was available. You know what I'm saying? During the different times in different moments of my life. Let's say
You guys are back again. They wanted to help with the driveway, so I went ahead and let them. They got these edges looking nice and crispy. Thanks, guys. Good job. See you guys later.
It's like I like to cook. I like to barbecue. I've had a few groups of friends, and there was a time when we had barbecues. As a matter of fact, I had surprised some friends with this fish that I put on the grill. I took some I think it was tilapia, and I washed it off, and I cut it into strips, and I seasoned it, and I took some I think it was pineapple orange juice, I think it was some simple orange juice, and I set the fish in that orange juice, wrapped up the bowl or sealed up the bowl, and I let that fish marinate. And then on the day that we was on barbecue, I took that tilapia out. I let it, set on paper towels so it can so all the juices would come out of it before it hit the grill, and then I re-seasoned it, and then I went ahead and wrapped it up in aluminum foil and put it on the grill after we did the main foods like the ribs and hamburgers and shit, and I got complimented for that, and it was like my own little self recipe. So I like to try things. And it was just, I don't know. It's just something like, I see catch and cook videos. So when I think about my people, I think of people that get out and do things like that. You know what I'm saying? That are like-minded, that are people that, they know how to live life. You know what I mean? We don't take everything serious, and the things that we do take serious, we don't do it half-ass. We don't, it's like solving a problem. We don't solve a problem half-ass. We give all our effort into it. Now, one of the bad things about life is we don't have all the answers. So when it comes down to solving problems, we might get 90% or 80% of it right. And we still might need help from somebody else to completely solve that problem. And so, yeah, man, it goes into a whole completely, no, just a whole complete conversation when I think about the definition of my people. You know, it's like, it's not hard for me to describe. It's just so many ways or so many things that I think that my people are. You know, the personality and characteristics of people that think like me. You know, even though we think alike, you know, we may not do it the same way. You know what I'm saying? I met people that went to Job Corps, and some of them had good experiences, some of them had bad experiences. I met people that had been in the military, and they had some had good experiences, some had bad experiences. But one of the things about it is they came out of it with a sense of like a kindred spirit for anybody else that had gone through what they had gone through. And it's kind of like going to college and you graduate with some people, you know, or you've studied with some people and y'all graduated together. And you have that bond, you know what I'm saying, out of all the things that had happened while you were all there together. You know what I'm saying? It's like, can't nobody take that away from you. And I think that's cool as hell. So, once again, when I think about the definition of what my people is, you know, that has to be included because it's important. You know, you got people who are perfect strangers, and it might take 2 sentences to have them so close to each other within 15-20 minutes. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you have your guard up when you first meet them, but then within 15-20 minutes you're completely comfortable with them. Or if you're not completely comfortable with them, you're more comfortable with them than you was at first. You know what I mean? So, yeah, when I think about the definition of my people, you know, I think about, okay, when we look at these politics, you know, they're not my type of people. I would never invite a politician over to my home for a meal. Not unless they had come from my type of background and they worked hard without compromising their principles and their morals to be where they are. But so far, it's like, you know, all the politicians that I'm aware of, they've made some type of compromise to get where they are now. And I don't like it. And I wouldn't fuck with them. I really wouldn't. It's the same thing with a lot of the kids that I had grown up with. You know what I mean? It's like, damn. You know, you might have made it, but look you sacrificed to get where you are. And I fit into that description without me being a complete hypocrite. I gotta be honest and say that, yeah, I did some shit that I should not have done, and I could have lived my life without doing the shit that I did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, the definition of, my people, it varies in so many ways. And I think if I had, written this down, then I probably would have scratched out some things, been like, nah, I don't want to say this, nah, I don't want to say that. But making this video and just being raw and uncut will help you get a better understanding that, okay, I've thought about this before, and it's just that the answer to it is not completely simple. But I do recognize when I'm comfortable around somebody enough to want to really fuck with them. And that's why my circle is real small. It's very small. It's like right now, there's 2 people that I have in mind that I should be calling, but I just won't do it. I just won't do it. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't have a reason not to call them, but I won't do it. And what's crazy is that I've heard so many times how people say that, man, after losing my mama, after losing my daddy, after so and so died, I learned then that I can't waste the time and the energy to put into contacting somebody, because now that they're gone, I can't get that time back. And so it makes you want to question me and be like, okay, Padre, you talking all this shit, but look at you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers. It's like, you ain't got the answers, Padre. And that's the good thing about my channel. My channel is about growth. And I'm all about growth. And who knows? I might give him a call. I might not. I'm pretty lazy right now. I want to get some water, get comfortable in my sheet, and just chill. Put on a movie, relax. I want to play it. Here's the thing. I want to play my video game, but I don't feel like fucking with it either. I gotta get some game footage, but I don't feel like fucking with it either. So, if anybody was to judge me, I'd be like, man, look, there's 24 hours in a day, and there's so many things that I could do. Now, for me to have so many options, the thing that I probably end up doing is so selfish that it doesn't compromise who I am. Because the people that I'm thinking about, they know how to contact me. They know how to contact me. And I doubt if they do. So I have a what do you call it? It's not a reason, but it's a reality check that lets me know that even though I want to give these folks a call, you know, the question is, are they really missing me? You know what I'm saying? If they were missing me, and let's say these folks were constantly contacting me, and I didn't contact them back, then I would think that's fucked up. I would think that's fucked up. But since these folks don't contact me, you know what I mean? Then I'm in the clear. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to that definition of my people, you know, I think my people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I think my people are trying to enjoy their life the best that they can. I think my people are tired of being fucked over, forgotten about. You know, I think my people are, I think we're doing what we can do to maintain and to be as happy as we can without really fucking with other people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I constantly tell folks that, you know, show somebody some love as much as they will allow you to. You know, you can't give everybody your love and attention. You can't give everybody that energy, because it could be wasted. It could be really, really wasted. And that's some bullshit. And I hate to see when other people do it. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see it being done to somebody. And I hate to see other people do it to other people. And it's like, man, you know, the world that we live in nowadays, you know, a lot of that is going on. And for a way of fixing it, it seems like, you know, the best way to fix it is to stay in your lane. You know what I mean? Know where your lane is. Stay in that lane. If somebody drifts over into your lane, you know, don't rage. Just ease up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let them go. You see them. You know what I mean? That's it. You see them. If they wanted your attention, they would have gotten your attention in a way that it wouldn't be so alarming. You know what I mean? So as far as me not having the answers, nah, I may not have the answers, but I'm wise enough to know that sometimes you just don't go out your way to do certain things. You know what I mean? Self-preservation is important. It really is. You know what I mean? Having this conversation and recording it, editing the video, and posting is so carefree. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I'm not getting someone's feedback, you know, every few seconds. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to say whatever I want to say without, you know, getting somebody's feedback. Even that acknowledgement. Have you ever talked to somebody and they're like, for real? Yep. Hey man, I know. Yup. Exactly. Hell yeah. That shit right there. Yes, son. Yeah. Hell, man. Yeah, exactly. Have you ever had those conversations?
Alright, beautiful people, let me show you what type of day it was. When I tell you guys it was hot, It was very, very hot today. But just got done talking to the neighbor. As I show you the reveal, I'll go ahead and let you guys listen in on our conversation. This yard was a crazy transformation from start to finish. There was a driveway that hasn't been seen in probably 20 years. It's kind of unbelievable, but I want to let you guys know, if you guys have any goals, you could do them. Just got to set little steps at a time. Like, this yard was pretty overwhelming. Just like you might think some of your goals are, I'll be the first one to tell you that no goal is too overwhelming. Just do step by step, knock a little bit off at the list at a time, and by the end, you'll be finished, just like this yard. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I love you guys. Pay it forward. I got some special stuff coming up in the future. I want to give a big shout out to Ventrac, because without that thing, this job probably would have took me a week. But yeah, I'm rambling. Let's get on to the reveal. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
So that's the piece of equipment?
Yeah, it's called a Ventrac. It's pretty cool. Check out how close I got to this water with that thing. I'm not even getting stuck or nothing. It cut down.
You didn't take any away?
Oh no, it just...
Oh, okay, it mulched it.
It mulched it all,
so
yeah.
it mulched it too.
It mulched it all. But yeah, it's a cool machine because it's just small enough to do, because a big tractor would be...
Yeah. My brother's tractor would not have... You didn't get stuck?
Look at this. That's nuts,
Wow.
right?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's good.
Well, I was even going to put on some waders and try to get it a nice looking view, but I saw the gator.
Yeah.
Pretty good sized gator over there.
There is the one neighbor had a picture. Yeah, there was a whole bunch. That's good. Yeah. Now people looking at the house.
That's what I was thinking too.
Because when you see, at first I'm like, should I tell them not to do it because it kind of gives the privacy? No. When people pull in the driveway, they see even a better lake view.
Yeah.
At that angle.
This driveway.
Yeah.
I started with my shovel and I just started, I think I was like somewhere right here, and I said shh, and it just kept going and going. I said, where the heck does this thing end? But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're just sitting on it as an investment, and it's been a while since I looked at code enforcement. But did they get tagged?
He said that he finds, like, they'll put a tag
and
then it'll blow off into his yard.
Yeah.
So he said he's been seeing them over there, but yeah, I locked the gate.
Put your own lock on it?
No. It just was dummy lock.
Oh, no one ever clicked it.
They never clicked it. But I clicked it because if a little kid goes back there or something, you know, it's on a lake. And it looks a lot better than it did. So you could probably get some good pictures and not as much of the eyesore, that's for sure.
All right, man. So I ran my mouth and I shared with you a couple of videos of a person taking care of the city when no one else would. Got to give you some conversation on my ideas of people on a sociology level. You know, it's like, do I have the best judge of character? Nowadays, I do. You know, I'm older now, and with growth comes wisdom. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you find a message out of what I'm saying. You know, it's like, this is my disclaimer. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not the dumbest. I've done some research on some things, but there's a whole lot more things out there that I can do my research on. The bad thing about it is that I can't trust everything that's out there that I would do my research on, because people tamper with knowledge and information. So it's hard to really get some truth out of the resources that are out there. You know, you gotta really find old published books, generally from out of the country, out of the United States, in order to really learn some things about the United States. back to my disclaimer, what I need you to do is to question everything that I've been talking about and do your own research and form your own opinion. And most importantly, share your opinion with other people. You can leave me a comment, or you can make your own videos, or you can just contact some folks that you have been wanting to talk to, or just on any given day, you run across somebody and you say hi, they say hi back, and you're like, and then you lead right into what you're thinking about. You know what I'm saying? And you find out where that conversation leads you. So, I'm Podrey. I'm all about growth, peace, and harmony. And I'm wanting us to unthink the bullshit that we were taught, because now that we're able to look back and see that the things that was taught to our parents was bullshit, full of propaganda, then we go back and we look at the shit that was taught to our great-grandparents, and we do the comparison, and it gives you a reason to unthink the bullshit. I don't care if it's with religion or science. The one thing about math is 1 plus 1 will always equal 2. You know what I'm saying? History, there's been so much that's been deleted and removed, hidden, that, that's a topic that you gotta dig into and, follow the rabbit hole through. But, I wish you luck in anything that you intend on doing. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you. I hope you find some value in what I'm talking about, because if you do, then I'm really hoping that you'll spread this information out to other people, because this generation really needs it. And I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna end it off. I was born in the mid-70s, so I came out of this segregation movement. I came out of the Vietnam War. And when the 80s came, when I was born, the hip-hop movement had happened, had already started. Conscious rap was out and about, but there was also something going on within the system, within our government, to where the minorities were being stepped on even more. And two things happened. Hip-hop went corporate, went commercial, got diluted and got transformed into a tool that led anyone who listened to it in the direction of crime, violence, and situations that led them into jail. And it led them into jail because private prisons were going to make money off of each inmate. It's going to be a rotating door. Secondly, crack epidemic had came so it can fund the wars that was being provoked and that needed to be controlled by finances. And between the two, the whole family structure for minorities was torn apart. Grandparents lost their bond between, with their kids. And since their kids were the generation that was smoking, their kids was a generation, that came after, or that was produced during the crack epidemic. So grandparents couldn't really be in contact with the grandchildren unless, the grandparents' kid had died or got thrown in jail. And then the grandchildren was either taken by the grandparent or by, an aunt or uncle. So the children that was born through the crack epidemic didn't really have, I'm not going to say didn't really have, they had no mentors. Also, by the time I was born, the Black Panther Party had been fucked over. So, like I say, in the 80s, the kids that was born in the 80s had no mentors. You know what I mean? So, you got to think about everybody that was getting high and trying to tell their kids to do as I say, not as I do. You know what I mean? What kind of hypocrisy is that? What type of contradiction is that? So, these kids that go into the 90s started having kids of their own because they didn't have any guidance at home. So the 90s was full of kids having kids. And this led into kids that were hustling while they were carrying their kids around. You know what I'm saying? Leaving their kids, in places where they shouldn't have been. And bad habits was passed on to them. And those kids that was born in the 90s happened to be the generation that, that hit the 2000s. And, we got what we have now. So, with that timeline, that's only like 40 years. There's 50 years of hip-hop. 2023 is the 50th year of hip-hop. I'm 47. So, when you think of that timeline, it's like, what? It's a rhetorical question, but what good came out of hip-hop? When conscious rap was gone, it's like, what good came out of hip-hop? What type of good thing has happened in the last 40 years for my people? And if you remember anything out of this video, I never mentioned a color. I never mentioned a gender. All I mentioned was people who thought like I did, was maybe raised up like I did, or like I was, and folks who are trying to live life the way that, I am trying to live life. We're like-minded people. We're wise people. We're people that are not trying to harm folks You know what I'm saying? We promote positivity, but we don't have all the answers. And when we start thinking of the answers, we don't have the channels, and we don't have the mentors, and we don't have the resources to really make a change. We're witnesses to what happens to people who try to make change. And the problem with that is that fear has always kept us down. That's why I mentioned that thing about Marcus Garvey. If we want to make change, we have to do it selflessly. We can't think about us. We got to think about the future. We got to think about the people who are going to gain something from our compromises, from our discomforts. You know, we can't march, we can't do a sit-in, and we can't do a killing. We can't, it's like we can't do what Nat Turner did. You know what I mean? I watched a video on slave revolts, the ones that actually worked. Well, we can't do that. Everybody has a gun. We don't need a civil war with guns. We don't need death. But we need an answer. And we need to figure out how to get what we want and get what we need without city-state assistance. I've made so many videos about how a community could come together, or how people can come together, pool their finances together, save all their money, buy land, do all the research they need to do to keep the city, state, the feds, government out of our business, out of our lives. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need to be called a cult, or we don't need to be addressed as something aggressive. We just need to be left alone and free to come and go as we please. But anyway, my name's Podrey. I'm gonna get out of here. You have a good day, you have a good night, you have a good morning. Peace.